Okay, so I want to restart this out. That buzzing sound, what I want you guys to hear is that when there's a connection or missing anything, mostly when you hear that scanner sound or that ticking sound, that's not obviously a ticking time bomb. It's just there are things going on with PTSD and gets us to the place of where we know a heightened alert means a PTSD or hypervigilant. Mm. Naturally, being home alone has a little bit to do with it. Maybe there are things, and I know in my case there has been, and that's why I say if there's food issues or issues at home, we've got to address what's going on, whether it be in Colorado Springs or whether it be here. And I have started a post called the Moonlight Lounge. This is just basically my backdrop, the green screen. Um, why I started this broadcast is not for the same reason, but because when you study and follow news stories, obviously there are things you run into. Naturally, having a good relationship with the community, discussing things, having like one-on-one. Reason I did start the dance thing, okay, because we do have a dance troupe that we were working on in college. It's the dance troupe. I went down to Charlotte years ago. I wanted to start a dance group there to perform. And a lot of girls, if you know anything about performing arts or anything, a lot of us know a little bit about hair and makeup. My sister's a stylist, and some other people that do a lot of things. When it comes to like just doing broadcast work, though, and PTSD recovery, obviously learning how to use a WEF, things like that. Those are things that I want you guys to get in the habit of. But PTSD recovery, when it gets to um, dance, theater, when I say creative movement, referred to this post, it is hashtag Kids Help Kids. Obviously, when I say friends of Mary Jane, there's a lot of people who do have medicinal marijuana, so CBD oil is not uncommon. There's a lot of people with recovery issues, obviously, when you're a veteran. I mean, definitely with pain, the pain threshold, and I've found this to be true, is that a lot of us do have hashtag friends of Mary Jane. So, but I really want to get down to what we were doing. And the bottom line is, I'm, this is really kind of the official post here. Um, I am starting my first newsletter at Butler VA, which I'm excited to announce. I just kind of want to give you guys some updates. There's also things that I wanted to share with you guys about first aid, about, obviously when we think about the story that just occurred down in downtown Pittsburgh at Squirrel Hill, the first initial thing is, how to diffuse a threat. And the best way to diffuse it is communication, having forms of communication, talking about, other resources, ways to maybe, educate each other on food, things, just something to talk about. When I say something to talk about, I'm just throwing stuff out here, but a lot of the reasons a lot of people are afraid to go grocery shopping is for that fact they may have been assaulted. And of course, in the East End, I had been down there last year at the Crisis Resolve Center, also up here. And one of the things I think is just making it a little easier to get around, just getting used to getting out and about, especially depending on what's been going on down there in that area of Squirrel Hill, the East End Co-op. It's one of the places that I know a lot of us like to go down to. If you're used to riding bikes, if you want to ride and get together and have a riding group, that'd be great. Because I think there's a lot of us want to get back in shape and get ready for the warm weather. But basically, one of the things that I've been doing is researching about food and obviously holistic methods of therapy, because the stress level has been heightened. I know that one of the things I want to share with you guys and have been is ways to reduce the stress at home. And it has been like this for a while, so just easy does it, and try to get some things done that you can do that aren't. It's impossible when you're dealing with seasonal depression, as you know. So, I mean, there are families that are struggling, so we got to get back into functioning, working, and doing things now with the baby issues, especially with safety issues. I just look at it this way. Stay, again, communication, getting to know your neighbors, getting to know others, talking to people about, issues with sitting, having somebody to talk to. Initially, that's one way of diffusing a lot of the problems. So, it comes down to food and having somebody sit and watch and hair care and PTSD recovery. And they are discussing this over at butlerradio.com, so you can refer to them too as well. Thank you guys for listening.